Hello, welcome to my channel, Taurus Gem Tarot. We're going to do a reading for the signs today. Let's see which sign the reading is going to be for this time. Almost wanted to go back in. Gemini. Or, my bad, Pisces. So this one is going to be for Pisces. Put it back here in here so they don't get mixed up and I don't pull that one again. All right, Pisces. I'm thinking we are going to use chakra. Chakra deck. Sorry. All right. These ones are like really big, so they're kind of hard to shuffle. I think these cards were a dream I had. Wish I could remember what it was. Maybe there's a message for you in your dreams. What kind of dreams have you had lately? What kind of meaning do you think they hold for you? Truth. Throat chakra. Truth. It is safe for me to align with and express my higher truth, wisdom, and knowing. I allow others to hold a different perspective to me and know that there is enough space in the universe for all of our truths, including my own. I am honest with myself and hear the resonance of truth in my words. I express my truth. Interesting. Let's see what the book says. This was Throat Chakra Truth. $118. All right. Truth carries a particular vibration. When I am working with clients and hear untruths, they feel jagged and jarring and disrupt the energy flow of the person speaking. We can deceive ourselves believing that we should be feeling or thinking certain things. But if what we say is not our higher truth, then we do ourselves a great disservice. There is a truth to be realized now. The truth can sometimes hurt and be temporarily disruptive. But being dishonest with yourself will not serve you in the long run. When we ignore our truth, we dishonor and disrespect ourselves. Coming into our truth is liberating and self-serving. It is what it is, and ultimately it is empowering to stand in one's truth. The universe supports us to stand in our truth as we honor ourselves and experience the inevitable change that comes from being in one's truth. It is important to acknowledge that other people may have their own different truth, which is equally valid, but that this does not have to distract from your own truth. Be courageously honest with yourself now. Action. Align with the beliefs on the card to help you access your truth and the courage to stand in it. Honoring your higher wisdom will stir you towards your higher soul's expression. There can sometimes be a conflict between the ego, steering you towards safety, and your soul, desiring expansion and love. Belief work can resolve the ego's fears and enable you to choose love and soul expression. Go inward and make the necessary changes to fully align yourself with the truth of who you are. Interesting. So recognizing your truth and being honest with yourself. Let's pull from the next deck. Let's see what else. We have what messages do you have for Pisces today? What messages do you have for Pisces right now? I picked the difficult cards to shuffle for this one. What messages do you have for Pisces right now? What messages do you have for Pisces right now? I think one more. What messages do you have for Pisces right now? All right, I'm going with it. I feel like these two fell out for a reason. Let's see what they are. The Maiden. And the Mother. Let's see. Oops. This is not the one. The Maiden. The Maiden archetype is the epitome of innocent arousal, naive sensuality, and precarious purity. She is compelling and addictive because of her flawless and youthful glow. She's the first archetype in the trifecta of maiden, mother, crone. And you actually got two of those. And rightfully so, because she has so much to learn. The maiden is perfectly positioned for trouble to come her way and subject her. I'm going to start that part again. The maiden is perfectly positioned for trouble to come her way and subject her to a challenge that leads to the next phase of womanhood. She must grow up, yet hesitates at the threshold, enamored by the charms of youth. The maiden represents the side of us that is riveted and curious, drawn to shadowy forests, dark nights, and taking just one taste of poisonous fruit. Her magic is edgy and includes both shame and delight. Let yourself fall down the rabbit hole, young one. Do you long to be rescued by another, or receive a kiss that brings you back to life? Be wary of waiting for a prince. Break the spell of your own life. Moving from the maiden to the mother is challenging, often leaving unresolved tensions between the two archetypes for years, if not a lifetime. When light, curious, enchanting, sexual, full of vitality. When dark, pretends, projects, denies, fantasizes. Go deeper. Persephone, Alice, or any princess figures. Interesting. So this is talking about your truth and being honest with yourself. Recognizing your truth and other people's truth as separate, and being accepting of it, as well as making sure that what you're believing and saying to yourself is honest. I am honest with myself and hear the resonance of truth in my words. I express my truth. And I'm feeling from this one the curiosity maiden represents the side of us that is riveted and curious, drawn to shadowy forests, dark nights, and taking just one taste of poisonous fruit. I feel like maybe a curiosity of looking inside at the truths you tell yourself, with shadow work, looking into the shadow curiously. It could feel poisonous and like tempting to see what could happen if you reach down there. It seems dangerous, threatening, scary, but you're curious. And curious and what's the word? Like maybe like braveness or strength, like you know something, like you think you know something isn't good for you, to acknowledge, because learning it might be painful. Learning a truth about yourself could be painful. But I feel like this is saying that you're curious about learning it anyway, even though you know and understand that it could be painful. You are willing to risk going through feeling that possible pain or possible discomfort to reach out and touch it or take it or investigate it. Curious. I remember reading Ego somewhere. Your ego protects you. It tries to keep you safe by putting in place things that are your defense mechanisms. And they're not always good they're not always good behaviors. So I feel like it's saying that although your ego is telling you that this is dangerous, this is poison, don't go deeper, don't look at this, this is keeping you safe, you're curious about it and you want to dig around in that shadow and investigate it, see what lies under there, even though it could be dangerous. And that sounds kind of crazy, to say that you're brave for wanting to dive into danger, because like you wouldn't speed up a mountain without a railing to keep you from flying off the edge if you hit a steep curve. That would be, that wouldn't really be a brave thing to do. That would be a foolish, reckless thing to do. But but by recognizing, or maybe not even that you're recognizing, maybe just still being curious about what lies behind the hidden protection of what your ego is trying to present you with, knowing that that could be that could cause discomfort. That's brave. That is the path to growing and awareness and healing. All right, let's see. What is the other card? Oh, the Mother. That's right. We begin our archetypal story with the mother's love. Through her sensual, fertile, and life-giving energy, all creation takes form. Regardless of our birth story, each of our hearts beat for the first time in the warm womb of the mother, where she offered resources from her body for the building of our own. Yet her tale is not so simple, as the mother, especially on the earthly plane, contains both light and dark aspects of the feminine. With the best intentions, the mother wraps her loving arms around her creations and begins to grip what she meant to set free. The mother both nurtures and prohibits growth. She gives, yet clings and creates, yet restricts. Amid this complex energy, the mother holds the key to the eternal challenge of love. Notice how the mother archetype is expressed in nature. This is perhaps the most balanced and benevolent form of the mother's grace. The mother is part of the trifecta maiden, mother, crone. Because of the relationship between them, take special note when these cards appear in one reading. When light, glowing, generative, creative, nurturing. When dark, dim, exhausted, controlling, and limiting. Go deeper. Read. Tao Te Ching. Chapter 1. And imagine the mother of 10,000 things. I'm going to hold this up because I'm sure I didn't say the name quite right. And if you're interested in the Go Deeper, you could look that up. Okay. This, I feel like, is also bringing up the shadow. The mother, especially on the earthly plane, contains both light and dark aspects of the feminine. That's like duality as well. containing both light and dark. Shadow aspects aren't always bad aspects. Although some shadow aspects are things within us that we could work on, change, grow from, learn from, and integrate them. I don't know why I feel like I need to say this, but I used to hear people say, integrate your shadow, integrate your shadow. And I used to wonder what that meant. And I kind of found my own understanding of what that meant. And right now, I feel like it's meaning something else. It's giving me a new meaning. Like, so integrate your shadow. It's like working on those aspects of yourself that are hidden in your shadow, becoming aware of them and acknowledging them, and then integrating those into your life, like changed behavior. You're recognizing that I feel like I bring up the same experiences over and over again in my readings recently, but it's kind of the experiences that I've gone through. So I'm using those as my example. But so in my shadow, I recognized that my truth, that my truth and my belief was that I needed to be louder and angrier to express myself, because I felt like that was the only way that I would be heard. And I found myself in relationships where there was fighting and arguing, or like walking, like what is it, like stonewalling, where the person shuts down and they don't kind of participate in your communication anymore because they're too overwhelmed by your feelings. And for many reasons, maybe they didn't learn how to handle the feelings of others, or like there could be tons of reasons for why they behave this way. However, that developed in me my need to be louder and angrier to get the reaction of, do you even care? That's what I was thinking as I became angry, and I began like just trying to express to this person how I was feeling, how whatever their action was affected me and made me feel. Or maybe it was that I needed something and I just expressed to them what it was, and for whatever reason it wasn't received well. And so my truth that I was telling myself was that this person didn't think that I was important, but if I could get angrier and louder, maybe they'll see how much it matters to me, and then they'll think it's important. And maybe they'll realize, maybe after realizing how much it matters to me, they'll want to communicate with me and, sort it out, or listen. However, it just wasn't really the case. So I had to do so much shadow work to recognize that the truth that I was telling myself about having to get angrier and louder in order to be heard was actually not true. Because the people that want to hear me, that want to listen to me, will listen, and I don't have to be angry, and I don't have to yell, and I don't have to wonder if they care about me, because they'll listen. So once I figured that out, I was able to integrate that into my life by choosing to work on my reactions to other people's behavior and my behavior towards other people when communicating to them. An understanding that people can be overwhelmed by emotion and not able to receive it well, and that's okay. You could choose to keep that person in your life and work out a way where you guys can get through that, or you can leave them behind and find people that align more with you. So I guess my whole idea on, or my whole message on that was integrating recognizing my truth and integrating my new behavior after realizing what caused it and why I did it and how I could stop it. And so I kind of feel like, of course, your situations will be different. Everybody's situations will be different. And whatever it is that you need to find as your whatever truths in yourself you need to find are going to be your own different things, and whatever integrations and things like that, like behaviors and like the integration part of your truth that you have to work on integrating into your life will be your own unique integration as well. It's talking about like being controlling and holding on too tightly. And how it could prohibit growth. She gives and she clings. She creates and she restricts. So I feel like this is like your curiosity for your poison. Your ego is telling you non-truths to keep you safe and protected. It wants to be safe, even if it prevents you from love, like just good love. You go through experiences in life and you develop habits, like say you're in a relationship and your partner cheats on you, and you develop a defense mechanism or a protection of yourself by learning, by your ego providing you with a way, learning a way to protect itself so you don't have to experience that again, or so that you could try to not experience that again. But it could prevent you in the future from finding love again, because one of those behaviors could be that you become incredibly clingy and needy, maybe because you think you might get cheated on again, maybe very insecure without recognizing that it's insecure, because you're like, well, where are you going, and who are you going to be with, like constantly, like not on a healthy level. Of course, it's important to do those kinds of things when you're in a relationship out of respect, to let each other know what you're going to be doing and who you're going to be with, but in a respectful way. It can become a toxic, the word could describe that perfectly. I saw it here. I'm not sure where I saw it, but it will just restrict you, I guess. It'll prevent you from trusting that person that you're with. They're gonna feel some kind of ways about it, and you're essentially having a wall there where you're not actually able to trust the person. And I could see that person may not as well be able to trust you, because that might make them feel like maybe it's possible that you're doing something and you're feeling that way because you could be guilty of something. So that would prevent you from finding a healthy relationship. And by being willing and brave enough and curious enough to be like, I wonder what that is. I kind of think it might hurt, but I want to touch it anyway. I want to taste it anyway. That is that's awareness. That's developing awareness. You are developing awareness at that point. Even if you don't know what it is yet, you are becoming aware of it. And that is the first step in growing, healing, becoming aware. Because once you're aware, the chances are you're going to continue poking at it and wondering what it is and uncovering it until you heal it, and you can transmute, or you can I forgot the word that I used. You can integrate your new belief once you let go of the old one, like I did with the thinking that I needed to be louder and angrier in order to be heard and to see if I was important, because if I got a reaction out of that person, it must mean that they care, if at least they're willing to fight, you know? And so then, yeah, you get to integrate your new behavior. And of course, it's not going to be easy. It takes work and consistency. You may not consistently behave the way that you wanted to in every situation, but by being aware of it and remembering, even after the situation, reflecting on your behavior, that, dang it, that's not the way that I wanted to behave when I was in this situation, or I forgot I wanted to changed the way I thought about this. The more you think about that, after you come across that situation, the more likely you will be in the future to be able to start recognizing it more and more before you do it. So then you are able to make the conscious choice to behave that way if you want to. And then eventually, after healing even more, you'll be able to find peace about it, that maybe it would be something that you eventually won't even react to at all. Maybe most of the time you won't react to it, and just from time to time when you're having one of those days where you're kind of feeling overwhelmed emotionally, a little more triggered or something like that, it might hit a nerve, but you'll be able to become more and more aware of what you're doing and how you're behaving when you're working on that. And when you're aware of that, when you're becoming more aware of that, just reflecting on your behavior and your truth and what you're telling yourself and what you believe and what the actual truth is, what the real truth that you believe is, not the truth that your ego made up to keep you safe, but what you actually believe the truth is. All right. Let's see some tarot cards. What messages do you have for Pisces? I just heard dreams again. I feel like maybe you should pay attention to your dreams. Or a delusion. I'm not sure why, but I heard what's in it for me. What messages do you have for Pisces? What messages do you have for Pisces? I think that was it. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Sun in reverse. So I feel like this is saying to look at the bigger picture. And I feel like that is like telling me learning to be objective or seeing yourself from another perspective. What helps me is to imagine that I am somebody else. So, like, say I had an interaction with a friend, we'll say Bob. So, I will imagine that I am Bob and think about how I behaved during our interaction, the things I said, how I behaved, how I reacted. And view myself through Bob's eyes, because that helps me see things that I wouldn't have seen if I just thought about it through my own perception of myself. I could recognize easier my projections. My projections onto other people. Or other things like that. So that helps me understand myself better, because I have more insight, and I can question myself more on why I'm behaving that way, or why did I do that? Why did I behave that way? Why did I say that? How was that received? How could it have made somebody feel? Do I want to make people feel that way, even if it wasn't intentional? Maybe it could have been unintentionally insensitive. But looking at the bigger picture and observing yourself from another perspective, you could really gather more insight and knowledge and awareness about yourself. I feel like that is something that'll bring a lot of positive changes towards you, and expansion and higher level of awareness. I feel like you're also being asked to be careful of a negative mindset or negative self-talk, and continue to look for inspiration. Continue to look for inspiration. Six of Swords in reverse. Why the Six of Swords in reverse? The Five of Wands. Why is this? Why is this? So I feel like this is kind of just confirming that this might be a tumultuous path of conflict, inner conflict, but it'll be worth it in the end, because you'll have developed or learned or discovered your new truth, your real truth, not new truth. You'll have discovered your truth. And you'll get to set that new truth, belief system, idea, thought process into play in your own life, behavior. You'll be able to wow, how do I keep forgetting this word? I used it like a million times already. Integrate. Integrate a new truth. Well, not new truth, a new belief system, a new behavior, a new thought process, because you discovered your truth, your actual truth. I believe that is all that I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that it resonated and was helpful. If you like the video, please share, or please like the video. And if you feel called to subscribe, please subscribe. And if you know anybody else that would be interested, or if you feel called to, please share the video. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I hope to see you for the next reading. You have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.